they go back to Mirage. Maybe had the best of time ever.
This is a nightmare for Astralis. Let's be completely honest.
Where can they go? Like, in what scenario are they winning?
That's the thing. I just come to realize. I thought it even before we went into the video. Wonder what Astralis will pick. There's no obvious route to go for them whatsoever. The Dust 2 pick coming out of Big, that makes an awful lot of sense. That's the pick they've done every single best of 3 so far this tournament. Whereas for Astralis, they even said it yesterday. Mirage, they weren't really sure whether or not they should pick it, but they thought that was a good pick against Big. Now they have it as a third map. Should they even go there? And that's gonna be it's gonna be a tough match no matter what. For
Oh, you talk about it being a nightmare for Astralis. Is it a bit of a nightmare for you, Pimp? Because you've gone with Astralis as your
yes,
pick.
because I am
mama.
ultimate.
It's on.
There was one thing I wouldn't allow today, Freya, and that is sharing a crown with you. I am the king. You can be the queen. I don't care, but I am gonna be the winner.
Oh wow. Okay, apparently I'm a big stan coming in, and you're siding with the Danes. Makes sense, being Danish yourself.
Yeah, I'm so biased, right?
A bit nervous, maybe coming in.
Not at all. Not at all. Look at my hand.
Oh, Stone Cold Killer, that's for you. No shaking that. Can you get the camera really, really closely zoomed into that? But all jokes aside, Ancient coming in as the first pick for this. I don't think any of us really expected to see that. Your logic may be prevailing there. Talking about
Look,
the
I was just making a joke. I don't know if there's any logic behind. The problem for Astralis is that Mirage went to hell. Inferno could be a decent map, but it's been insta-vetoed by Big, which they haven't recently. Nuke is a danger because Big play it. The problem that I have is that there's no foundation for Astralis for me to base it on right now. Like, where am I going with this? What's my argument? What's my point? What's my way in? Don't know what they're going to do about Ancient. Maybe, just maybe, Sursen is not having a great game, and then suddenly we can level out the playing field.
Yeah, I mean, you picked Astralis, Pimp, so any fighting words?
I mean, I'm just jinxing them. That's all. Honestly speaking, there's nothing that gives me any confidence that Astralis is going to win this game. Maybe if we get to see a master performance from BlameF and Config, you know, that dynamic duo, that could shut down for Big, but that's the only hope I have for Astralis as of right now. I think Big is going to win, and if they won't, I'm going to be a king.
Ooh, well, just talking about that dynamic duo, BlameF and Config, are you hoping that they're going to be coming in with full force confidence to this one and just change the fate of what we saw last time?
I'm hoping to see Config. I'm hoping to see Config because we need to see him for the sake of Astralis' future. BlameF is reliable. BlameF is consistent. I know he's going to be there with the input. Config, the man we have right there, has been hit or miss. So I'm hoping for Astralis that he is hit, and I'm hoping that you beat Jacob in prediction.
Oh, thank you very much for that, Maniac. I shared a crown with you once. You know what? I would share it with you again, but we do need to get into this deciding best of 3 series, of course, deciding who goes on to claim a spot at the spring finals. It's going to be coming down to Ancient. A bit of a curveball pick from Astralis coming into things, and they're taking on Big after this.
Can you just tell the story, the exact story word for word?
I can't. No, that's our moment, dude. Producer Martin's in our ear. He says, one time I was in Wyoming. I got pulled over by a police officer. He come over and I put down the window. He says, well, that's a really hard maneuver you there pulled there. You almost lost it, boy. And I've never heard a Dane have a southern accent, but it kind of sounded something like that. If you guys knew Martin, well, he likes to ride electric scooters around the Blast studio. And yeah, clutched against me 3 times in a row. Ultimately, long story short, he is the soul, the heart and soul of Blast. And so as we come into this last map, or last match, he was a little bit disappointed that it was all coming to an end.
Yes.
It's a little bit of time before we'll get to the showdown, and one of these 2 teams will be there. Which one? Astralis Big, the final spot here to be decided. Betway odds ever so slightly on the side of Big.
Yeah. Kind of. It's, hey, I mean, one of them beat Astralis, but at the same, or one of them beat Navi, but at the same time, overall, Searson's the best player in the server, right now.
Yeah.
Blame might be the second, if there's any, if that's any kind of consolation. But this is a match where, listen, I wouldn't put money on either team right now based on what we've seen. Things are changing by the day. It's an ongoing situation.
I'll preface this match with this fact. Big have never, ever gone to a Blast showdown. Like the likes of Navi, they always qualify for the finals of every season. And they've got Astralis, a team that they have already beat.
Before we started, you were like, so you think 2-0 Big? Or you think Astralis win this map? That's how much confidence you have in Big right now. And yeah, there's, you know, Big on a good day, I feel like 2-0 this right now. Astralis, not as much confidence, so I get exactly where you're coming from.
It's just a matter of what Big, you know, and that's the conversation we always have to have with them. But if Searson can even give us one of those crazy maps that he has been on, or if Tabson can tap back into what he did yesterday, which was play as strong as he called, then we could have some issues here for the Danes. But a 6-second defuse left, and by the time he's halfway through it, everybody around him is dead. Tabson knew what he wanted, a pistol round win, 3 frags, a defuse, and a 1-0 start. Astralis picked Ancient.
They did.
They've got nowhere to run at this point.
It's funny because I remember the first time that Complexity played on Ancient, they said they'd never practiced it before, and it was picked against them, and they just left it in because they didn't really believe it was going to come up in the veto. And then Config and Blame Map just ran down middle every round and won the entire map. Like they beat NIP, I think it was.
Yeah,
and they just bullied them outside B over and over
I think
again.
it was like a 14-1 CT
it was
side
insane.
or something.
And they said they had never played the map. And I just, you know, I was calling them bully bros because there's, you know, 2 vascular dudes running down mid, destroying all these Swedes. But since then, I mean, it's kind of fallen out of favor with them, I believe, and they got 16-0'd on Ancient. I think Cold Zero was the common threat though, so that's not on the roster.
It wasn't Complexity's fault.
Yeah, but Astralis were flirting with the idea of playing more Ancient when, you know, when they changed their roster as well. Like Mirage came in, they're like, well, we can kind of play all the maps. Let's see if we can, you know, how much we want to play Ancient. But I think they should have gone Nuke, man. Did they watch yesterday's game versus Space?
Right.
That took all the confidence out of
Big.
my mouth for Big. And it's, hey, Brokey played well and FaZe played well, but Big were just horrible. I hate to say that, just, you know, no subtlety involved, but they were just really bad. So I wonder why Astralis didn't want to test them there. That was open.
Yes, it was all the way to the final veto. Last ban, I believe, Nuke. Excuse me. Yeah, Nuke for Mirage. So here we are in a 5 versus 3. This was a buy-up, of course, with what they could afford, but we haven't really seen the key pieces in Config and Blame F really pop off this round. 25 seconds, and
Tizian. He's got the
nowhere to really go.
Look at the responsibility for Tizian right now.
Yeah, a lot on his shoulders. It's coming his way, in fact. So this is his MP9 versus 2 AKs. Now, if they go by him, that's going to be a problem. He finds them, confirms they're all there, and the Og of Keto peeks out for just the 1 additional kill. Blame F 1 versus 4 finds the bomb plant. Now, that's a silver lining. Can he spin gold? Goes in with another headshot, turns his attention back around, but sure enough, he's pinched and popped, and Big to the 2-0 start.
Great try. Take a plant where you can get it. It's not too bad. Straws will be okay with that. They'll move forward. You know, it's always nice to start with the pistol, so you get yourself amped up for the day. Today's a new day. Say all that, and then you lose the pistol. But it's going to come down to these real rounds. Now, the thing is, pistols matter more than ever on the T side. And I hate that that conversation is coming back into play because back in the early days when I was casting, 2015 and stuff like that, it was like
Without me?
14-1 CT side overpass, 14-1 CT side nuke. Pistols actually mattered that much. That if you got those 3 rounds and then just 1 or 2 rifles, you didn't have to worry anymore. And I think that's when it's bad. And right now, the maps are leaning CT side. It's not that bad, but it's getting there. And Ancient is one of the focal points of that conversation where the T side can just feel very limiting, very small.
Suffocating.
Yeah, suffocating. Hard to get space.
Tabson, clean one. Telling you, if Tabson also decides that tonight's going to be one of those days that his individual level is just super clean.
Tonight or day?
Tonight or... Yeah. Tonight. Tizian. It's your teammate's head, don't shoot it. Tizian also has an M4A4. Seriously,
What is happening?
MP9 spray, they know something we don't. But not able to get a multi-kill from it. AK still for Blame F. These haven't been blowout rounds for Astralis.
Wow. Vu just made a video talking about how he thinks the M4A4 and A1S price should be flipped as an adjustment. But I guess everyone watched the video and they're like, well, if I agree with you, I must be wrong. Let's start buying the A4.
Tabson spraying into it, more damage done. Favin, such a locked-in spot, and especially when nobody's going to clear it. Last fight's his as well. 3 kills to just shut down any chance Astralis would have had at finding that there bomb plant. So, great start. We had a... I mean, listen, the Twitter sphere isn't the end-all of Counter-Strike, but it was a little saddening to see Config pretty disappointed with his last individual performance.
Seriously.
Said he can't find himself, doesn't feel he's even in the server or
He said
something
he's
along those
never
lines.
felt more irrelevant.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's not the config we know, and that's not the config that Astralis need. It's, chest pumping, laughing, noob smashing config.
Even God smashing sometimes, He can make every team look like ground meat.
But we know what happens when players lose confidence.
They get cut.
They just don't play as well.
Oh, okay. Right. Yeah, weird one. Astralis are one of those rosters right now, on paper, and from some results we've seen. They should have what it takes. Even if there's a player or two that's maybe a little inconsistent, Zip's not himself. Lucky's not like maybe the best fifth they could possibly have, that kind of thing. That's only the story now because of the result. But this team could be playing better for what they have, for sure. And that's why we turn to config first. So, let's see if we can surmise a T-side round here on the first rifle. Not a lot of nades to work with. A can be kind of hard to take, but Glaive finds that first entry.
Tizian's got a good spot, though.
A great spot.
Goes for it, shoots down Glaive. Zipix right there with the boxes. Tizian's stuck in that spot, and Tabson's able to pick up an additional kill here to keep it 3v3. Another round that the Danes are able to just cut through a bomb site. Kind of walking, creeping, crawling. Tabson traded. Lucky falls back through Donut.
Bobbin has a smoke.
That could be very problematic. Although, we know that the A-site lineups on the defuse can also just lend themselves to smoke spam. Searson's going to have to give cover here with the op. He is postured towards Temple. Double up from Astralis inside Donut, but they're waiting out this smoke. You got to get that defuse before the smoke fades, or else the fight's going to be incredibly difficult. And that first tap, it's a bit late. So
late.
with Lucky getting the kill, that's all it is.
They were
Big,
just
so scared.
They were so sure that someone else was on the site, and that if they knew, obviously there are 2 in Donut, they got to go for that. But one thing's for certain, just tap the bomb while you can. They might have been able to get both spams out of those players if they got really scared while that smoke was still going. So, yeah, sometimes there's situations where sometimes you don't tap right away, but those are very far and few between. Most of the time, it makes most sense just to tap the bomb and force a peek, force a spam. Just draw out some information that way. They're looking for a second guy on the site, and there's a guy in Donut. Well, the second guy on the site's the one who's going to peek if you tap that bomb, so they get that info faster. Pistols here, between, 2 ops and pistols, actually. What?
Okay. Okay.
And it could work.
Searson starts off. Nice movement through middle. Keto also connecting with one. A shot that just glances off of the glaive.
Oh, bomb gets dropped. They saw one over on the A site. I mean, confirmed it's the default. Plus, they have a 5v2.
Wow, the double op setup.
They used them so well, too. They took so many peeks
He walks through smoke.
early on.
Oh, that's a kick in the nuts.
Wow.
Double ops, double deagles, and Favin's Famas saw nothing.
Yeah.
What an answer from Big.
Had such an awkward amount of money that they were able to buy 2 ops. Who sacrificed armor? Aikido just op no armor, and then I guess Searson was able to buy him for himself with armor. I don't even know how that works, but they did well to do that.
The one save
Oh, and they had 1 save?
Yeah, 1 save.
Okay, there we go.
was Searson. Yeah, it's
Right,
true.
right.
He never played his hand from Temple.
There you go.
Right into it.
And hey, all you got to see, nice couple of opening tactics. And the other thing is they're not going to expect a second off purchase, so when Searson gets his kill on mid, they think they can wide swing on A. So good play, very good play from Big.
Look at the free upgrades here as well, right? They're shuffling an op over.
And they can finally recover the guns.
Tabson's going to have...
And they can push down B late, I guess, and get this last one, and then just have, wow. I mean,
That's I mean, for what felt like, Astralis cracking through, first gun round, here we go, 3-0 start. Big always tend to win pistols this week. But this was, that took all of the wind out of the sails. And Astralis don't have money across all pieces. So yeah, they could try and force the issue, but they're setting themselves up for the potential, 6-1 lead on Big side. Or they just try to let Blame F do his own thing this time with the solo AK, but that is not what the T side needed.
yeah.
Holy hell. Just confidence. You're coming in here, Big's making moves. Big's got plans. Searson thrown towards the peak. Perfect start. Layers on layers.
Okay, they know there's 2 ops on play, and they're buying with 3 rifles, like 2 Galils out of 3. So, this can't be a long, slow default. They know they're on the back foot in a big way. And also, if there's 2 ops up, the other team is going to be very susceptible to executes. At least they should be. So see if they can make this utility go far. The bomb gets dropped in front of the sniper's net. It's still early in the round, but they cannot afford to lose an opening player this quickly.
Pavin's going to activate. I love this. Proactivity here from Big. First Tizian's peak. Then the 2-man push down the B ramp.
Yeah, Searson's got his back covered.
Tizian's locked in versus his config, though. He cannot afford to move. Favin going to draw attention. Double spray from Tizian. Bit of an awkward weapon swap, but it's still the 4v2. He's done his job and then some. Damage against Lucky. Tabson can play this patiently. 45 seconds, and Astralis do have some sort of an opening, but it's not like they can really go anywhere from here. Not without the threat of Favin peeking a second time or running into a bomb site being held. So many corners as well through CT spawn.
We didn't even get to see what the intention of the game plan was, if they were going to try to walk up in the donut and explode that way. That's honestly the braver place to go, I feel like. Just, op and temple. They know one's up.
You said it couldn't be slow. And the moment they did slow down towards middle because of Tizian's smoke, that's when Favin attacks from the back.
Yeah.
They played to a pace that Big were just 2 steps ahead of. And now, because of that, they've netted themselves the 5-1 lead. Keto will be challenged on bomb site, but with that incendiary, there's no chance at the plant. They've got to concede this one as well.
Yeah.
Silver lining, 2 guns move forward, but still, that screws the money.
It's not great. They got to drop an AK for someone, I think. Maybe they'll go 1 pistol, 1 AK, 1 armorless guy with utility, something like that.
Yikes.
It's actually not horrible, but it's really just about, what their plan is. Ancient's a map right now on T side where it feels like you could have all of the utility, all the options, and still just lose because it's just really hard. But, the other thing is full utility CT side, stopping an early rush on B. It's, easier on this map than it is on most. And that's one of the great options that you would have on a low buy. They could still pull it off, but of course it's going to be painfully obvious to Big, who are just overflowing with cash right now, that this is going to be one of the first things they think of. So I don't know where Astralis will go with it. And they actually don't force up off the 2 AKs. I kind of feel like they should have. They had enough to buy 2 full AKs if they wanted to, 1 person unarmored. and get 4 guns on the round.
Oh, there's a fight. And he wins it. Crucial pickup here from BlameF, trying to drag his team through the mud. He's got 6 kills, as much as everybody else combined on the side of Astralis.
Yeah, that makes their buy one better.
That's a big pickup as well. Lucky that A-Lurk just comes through the A-Tump bolstered by Glaive. They're making it work, right? They were coming in with the lesser weapons, but hell, if you can turn it upside down.
This bomb is last, so there's some weird timing here. Oh, and the bomb gets dropped.
Oh, no.
Oh, and it's just got to be in the most awkward spot. Oh, with the smoke coming down, too.
Oh, it's just perched on top of the wood.
God, that couldn't be any less fun. And they're going to go to spawn to check this out. Faven could die.
Now he knows, but this is a Deagle. He's got an AK versus the Deagle, and as long as he can kill him before the second guy gets here, he's good. Oh, it's ugly.
Oh, that angle does not exist, so...
Faven just gave him a chance right back. Searson could still stop this with the op shots, but he's also worried about the bomb push. Now he's stuck in the open. This is just messy on all fronts, and it opens up the B site. I mean, Big, obviously, you probably don't have protocols for a situation like that.
No one's ever taken a duel there before.
But, you know, you'd hope you could fall back on some aim. Ooh, I feel like Astralis were just kind of...
Lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were...
Yeah, as lucky as they were unlucky that Zippix got caught to begin with.
That's fair, too. That's very fair. You just last one walking away, small timing. And it was a good push from Big. It was the only place that they could get space. And you can see Faven felt like the time was running out, but at the same time was struggling with the idea of committing fully to the duel. And of course, you don't want to just get one deked, so that's in the back of your head. But that was the frag that was just completely ironed out the setup, because Searson could just eyes forward on anyone coming in from mid, and that's all they had to worry about. So nice from Astralis to be able to recover it.
Crucial round to win.
And they get through a 2-op round as well and grab one for themselves. Started with BlameF getting ahead of the molly outside of cave. Tizian, you know, he is in a very awkward spot right now. He's got players on both sides of him. I assume he starts walking back as soon as that. He has no support here. He's just...
Oh, bad timing to turn.
I mean...
What is that?
Yeah, he has absolutely no...
Tell me why.
He's backing up as that smoke is still up, but there's not enough support anywhere there. I mean, Blame could have crossed and they would have had no idea. They could say, yeah, Blame can cross, but that should be understood in the setup, so very strange. Not sure who's trying to get out of that.
Walk back towards middle. We saw a similar round where Tizian was actually up in red room and then shut this down, and we weren't able to see what the game plan really was. So now excited to see what their move... Ooh, could be. Zippix. You take those, finds it through the smoke on the fallback. 5v3 from that. And a total departure from the B site from Big. It's just Faven still flirting around top CT, but yo, this is...
They might run into him, huh?
They could?
This could be a smart stack. We'll see.
This could work. Jump's not going to get Faven's crosshair displaced. He's ready for the next peek, gets a second, and then Searson's able to trade that next one. But from Donut, Zippix kills it, and it's got to be Keto. 1v1. 15 seconds, and the fight's Keto's to take. Wow.
They both know it's a 50-50 right there. When's he going to swing what side of the box? And Keto holds his clutch. That's
3v5.
Yeah, they're 3v5, but they call the right stack. That's just a nice gamble to make. As soon as Faven gets the first kill, they go, oh, frick. You know, like, what's he doing here? And then he puts up 2 frags, and the rest is history.
And nobody long A. Somebody long A would have messed with Keto.
Faven's so
Let's
high.
go.
He flies out of his chair. Thank God there's no cord on that thing.
NK does the rounds. Oh, that was a sick call. That was the perfect stack,
yeah.
And it was perfectly timed. They only got there mere seconds before it all started to
They
unfold.
believed in it. They put everyone in the right spot, and
wow. If you're Astralis, you can't even really be mad about that.
Yeah.
Just
Favin's clean with it, man. Most of his first shots are just insta to the head. He's writing great work really slowly.
Favin, really good.
Nice. Peek up.
All right. Not the first time that we've seen that added layer of pressure to Astralis, and, well, they're met by a smoke on long A. We'll cool off. We've seen rounds where over on the B site, people start pushing when it is silent like this.
Crazy how many rounds are leaning towards the A side, or mid to A, for Astralis. B get no love.
Door is open. Keto playing AUG. Got to be ready for these walkouts. Just got a second player ahead of him and Tizian. Ooh, Tizian goes down empty-handed. They should know Keto's near, and now they will. Tabson peeks from CT with the double. Lucky's trying to come in the AWP, but that also gets shut down. A knockout from Big, just getting ahead of it again. It looked like Keto is on his own, but then Tizian arrives in the boxes, serves up a distraction, throws his body to the cause, and Tabson even one layer back. Look at this, long distance 2K spray down.
Yikes, this is kind of hard to watch, man. These are, yeah, falling so flat here. It gets mauled. Honestly, going A is so awkward. I feel like it's just so awkward. Rounds like that are going to happen, but for whatever reason, they think that it's the key to their puzzle to the key to the puzzle, the piece of the puzzle that they need to beat Big.
Piece of the puzzle, key to the castle.
Yeah.
Solution to the problem. That is Searson. 3 immediate pickups. All the pistol players just slain. Now, obviously, kind of feeding him. Ooh. It was on him, but
can't get through those muscles.
yeah, 5.56, just too small of a caliber. Searson, ace it, finish it, pistols out, headshots in. Destroys them on the eco.
I wish I had an answer here for Astralis, but I'm not exactly sure. They're losing so early on. You know, the most I can say is I wonder, you know, why there hasn't been more pressure towards B. They do have this air of explosiveness between, you know, Config and Glaive, the ability to, like, walk up into a site potentially. I feel like they can draw out so much utility from B by walking up Banana, putting some pressure there late. It's just been not on the docket whatsoever. They keep going back to mid, leaning towards A. Bomb coming out late here. Looking for some pressure in Donut. What do they know right now? Oh, they might know something that's wrong. That's for sure. Tapson's got an enemy on both sides of the door, but he's just fully aware of their potential threat, and they make some noise. Wait, that's their own smoke. Wait, wasn't that their own smoke?
I think so. They run in, they take the control of it, then they immediately burst
and
back.
Tapson just goes back into CT. Now there's just 3 on A again.
You alluded to their explosiveness. Check out this flank from Favin already in the T-spawn. I mean, everybody on this bomb site's got their guns up, ready to go. Tizian, double kill. He's gonna have to swap to the sidearm. Tabson peeks out. Zipic's looking to make the difference. 2v2. Despite that 3-man stack. Now, will they expect the timing from Favin? Because he's been pretty quick on this flank. And Searson took the exact same route.
Yeah, that's weird.
Just missed the timing. The player's behind the box, but he still finds his head.
Oh, and he knows the last one. Donut. Reload will be heard inside a Donut as well. And Blame F won't bite, but there's still plenty of time left on the smoke.
Yeah, and then there's an incendiary as well. Favin gonna try to dodge those shots. Blame F, nope, can't line it up. And Big will find the defuse.
Nicely done from Favin, but I can't help but feel like this is a symptom of conditioning. Like, there hasn't been a single round that's ended B, so Favin's coming in on, like, the biggest flank in the game, but it's all because almost every single time they've come out Donut or towards long or through mid to A.
I mean, at this point, Big can just do no wrong. Every call they're making is correct.
Yeah, but that one's like even weirder because Tabson gets shoved over to the left side of the map because maybe they accidentally smoked themselves out of mid on their play. And so he has to be worried about that lurk. And the better angles to hold it are from spawn, you know, not from B side. Again, Astralis' map pick.
Feels like Big knew exactly where this series was going. But we've got to see some action at the B site. That's got to be the answer. I mean, we're 12 rounds deep on this T side. A has been triple stacked multiple times now. Blowing up the artifacts. CTs, they're not even going to forfeit the caves. They're going to push up close on this. 2 bodies still within it. 4 on the outer door.
Oh, they see a lot.
CT smoke, I believe that comes from middle.
Are they walking through?
Config just tried to.
Yeah. Oh, he can
Yeah.
come in late on the attack.
All the way. Favin, nice angle.
Cute little
Searson's
angle.
got comfort here. He just needs to hit these shots. He hit that 75 damage.